Assalamu alaikum. We got another part of Unit 3. Now let's move to the beginning of the page. We got like a small listening practice. We got listen to 4 people saying what they did last night. If you notice that the main tense that we are using in this unit is the past, past simple, past perfect, continuous, and so on. So we're going to listen and you're going to say who said these lines, and you can write a number of 1 to 4. Okay, so let's start listening together. You can listen once or twice, and you can stop the video to write down your answers, and then we are going to come back to check them together.
Tape script 3.5. I didn't do much.
Come on.
I didn't do much. I just had something to eat, watched telly for a while, and then had an early night. I was in bed by 10.
2.
I went to my yoga class, then went for a drink with a couple of friends. I got home about 9 and did a bit of housework, and that was it.
3.
I went out with some people from work, so I didn't get home till about midnight. Well, after midnight, actually. Quite a late night for me.
4.
I met some friends in town for a coffee and we talked for a bit. Then I went home and did some stuff on the computer. You know, Facebook. Then went to bed about 11:30.
All right, so you can listen one more time if you need it. And we got like 4 speakers. So speaker number 1 said, I didn't do much and I had an early night. Speaker number 2 said, I went for a drink with a couple of friends and I got home about 9. And speaker number 3, he said, I didn't go home till about midnight and quite a late night for me. And number 4 said, we talked for a bit. Okay, so let me tell you the order of the numbers: 2, 4, 1, 2, 1, 3, 4, 3. Okay, so I want you now to try to practice the past tenses by yourself, and I want you to try to think, what did you do last night? And maybe you can write this down, or maybe if you can record on your own, like an audio, like a voice note to yourself or something, trying to speak out loud about what you did last night. Now we got these sentences here, and we're using a variation of tenses, and I want you to read them and say, what is the tense being used, and like why are we using this particular tense here? Okay, so you can stop the video at any time and try to think, and after that you can check the answers I'm going to tell you. All right, I assume that you have done this by now. Okay, so we got sentence 1 in exercise 1. It rained all day yesterday and then it was raining when I woke up. So the first one is past simple, and it means that it's a finished action in the past. And the second sentence is past continuous, and it's for an action that was in progress at a certain time in the past. Then let's go to exercise 2. I wore a suit for my interview. She looked great. She was wearing a black top and tight jeans. Okay, so number 2, exercise 2, sentence 1, it was again past simple, a finished action in the past, and the second one, it's a past continuous tense for an action in progress for a particular time in the past again. Number 3, what were you doing when you lost your phone? And the answer is shopping. And what did you do when you lost your phone? Bought a new one. Okay, so what's the difference between them? The first one, it's past continuous for an interrupted action in the past. So like, what were you doing when you lost your phone? So there was an action that interrupted another here. And then we have the second sentence. it's past simple for past actions that followed each other. So what did you do when you lost your phone? So I lost my phone, then I bought a new one. So this is like a sequence of action. So when we have like a mix of past simple and past continuous, it means that we have like an action that is interrupting the other one. But if we got like two sentences and they are all in the past, or two actions in the past simple, it means that like there is some sort of order here. Number 4, when Bella arrived, we were having lunch. We had lunch. We'd had lunch. We had lunch. We'd had lunch. Okay, so the first one, sentence 1, it's past continuous. Why? Because there is an action that is interrupting the other. So when Bella arrived, we were having lunch. So he sort of like interrupted our lunch. And then in the second sentence, it's past simple for past actions following one another. So when Bella arrived, and then we had lunch. And then the third one, it's past perfect for an action completed before another past action in the past. So when Bella arrived, we'd had lunch. So most probably Belle didn't find anything to eat at the table. Let's go to number 5. I got to the cinema. The film started. The film had started. I know now it's quite repeated. It's gonna get easier by practice. So I got to the cinema. The film started. So it means, again, they are following one another. So I got to the cinema. The film started. 1, 2. And then I got to the cinema. The film had started. It means that I already lost the beginning or something. And it's past perfect. So it means that one action is completed before the other. And number 6, when I was a kid, I used to play football with my dad. I played football with my kids last Saturday. So sentence number 1, used to here is for, if you remember, we had it in a previous exercise and we said that used to is for repeated actions or habits that we had in the past. So like it means that I used to do this repeatedly. Like when I was a child, I used to play football with my dad, for example, every Saturday. And then I played football with my kids last Saturday. It means that like it was just Saturday, not necessarily it was a daily routine or something, or a weekly routine. Okay, so I know grammar could be a little bit hectic. So what you need to do right now is maybe to stop the video for a while, go drink some water, and try to relax a little bit before we continue listening to some other audios that include a lot of past verbs here. Okay, so let's go if you're ready. So we're going to read, we are in exercise 4, a newspaper story. So we're going to read the newspaper article and we're going to put the verbs in brackets in the correct past tense, whether it's active or passive voice. So we have here, smash, clumsy visitor, destroys priceless vases. So we're going to listen to it, okay? And we're going to try to put these verbs in the brackets in the correct form in the past, active or passive. So I will let you first try to skim the reading, okay, to make it easier for you when you are listening to the audio. And then we're going to listen. You can listen 1 or 2 times, and then we're going to check the answers together. So let's start.
Tape script 3.6.
Smash. Clumsy visitor destroys priceless vases by Tom Ball. A clumsy visitor to a British museum has destroyed a set of priceless 300-year-old Chinese vases after slipping on the stairs. The 3 vases, which were produced during the Qing dynasty in the 17th century, had stood on a windowsill at the Fitzwilliam Museum in Cambridge for 40 years. Last Thursday, they were smashed into 1 million pieces. The vases, which had been donated in 1948, were the museum's best-known pieces. The Fitzwilliam decided not to identify the man who had caused the disaster. It was a most unfortunate and regrettable accident, Museum Director Duncan Robinson said, but we are glad that the visitor wasn't seriously injured. The photograph of the accident was taken by another visitor, Steve Baxter. We watched the man fall as if in slow motion. He was flying through the air. The vases exploded as though they'd been hit by a bomb. The man was sitting there, stunned, in the middle of a pile of porcelain when the staff arrived. The museum declined to say what the vases were worth.
All right. Where the man is lucky that they didn't charge him of anything. So I'm going to tell you the answers, and then I want you to listen one more time and try to read out loud, okay? So number one, were produced. Number two, had stood. Number three, they were smashed. 4, had been donated. 5, were the museum's best known pieces. It's going to be where, like was and where. And 6, decided. 7, had caused the disaster. So had caused. Number 8, wasn't seriously injured. 9, the accident was taken, like the photograph of the accident was taken by another visitor. Number 10, we watched the man fall as if in slow motion. And number 11, he was flying through the air. 12, exploded. And 13, had been hit. And 14, the man was sitting. And the last one, the staff arrived. Okay, so now you can listen to it one more time, and this time, after listening to it 1 or 2 times, you can try to read it out loud. Okay, so you can do these 2 exercises on your own, okay? So we got 3.7 here. You're going to listen to a radio news item on the subject of the same accident, and you're going to write down what do you learn that wasn't in the newspaper article. After you finish this exercise, you have this amazing exercise. It's a dictation speed exercise. So you're going to hear a summary of the interview and you're going to write it down. And it would be really great if you do this under the video. Do not skip any exercise as much as you can because it's going to help you with a lot of practice. English needs a lot of practice every day. Now let's move to the second page of this set of pages. So here, you got a lot of practice you're going to do on your own here. So you're going to, for example, let me walk you through to some of the things that you're going to do. For example, we got here exercise 1, track 3.9. You will find it on Google Classroom. And you can find that you're going to listen and repeat these words. And it's really, really like interesting because you got, for example, good, food, blood, road. So you're going to find that sometimes we have more than one spelling, or the same spelling with different pronunciation, or different spelling with the same pronunciation. So it's quite crazy. English is a little bit interesting for that. So you can listen and try to repeat a lot on your own. And then we're going to listen and write the words that you hear and what do they have in common. So you can try to do this and check if you, if you could get the possible words. And then you're going to read these words and try to check the pronunciation in the dictionary as we agreed before, okay? So here you got a lot of pronunciation practice and I want you to try to do it on your own because this is like, we are building the habit of learning English together. It's not just something that you receive, you just have to do a lot of work on your own, okay? And we're going to do the same for exercise 4. I'm trying to explain what you're going to do in the exercise. So you're going to write the correct spelling of the words in a phonemics script. So for example, here, it's going to be peace, which is the opposite of, and you're going to try to check the pronunciation here. If you couldn't get it, you can try to take it, copy paste, and write it on Google, all right? Or maybe ChatGPT. So you can ask it, what is the word that matches this pronunciation? So it's the same. So you got here, it's really interesting, lots of dictionary usage here, okay? And we're going to do this one exercise together, and then I will tell you what you're going to do at the rest. So you're going to read these words out loud, which words rhyme, which two words rhyme. So let's listen together and we're going to solve it, okay? Get ready.
Tape script 3.11. Spelling. 1,
Love. Move. Glove.
2,
Some. Home. Come.
3,
Dear. Fear. Pair.
4,
Lost. Most. Post.
5,
Meet. Cheat. Great.
6,
Boot. Shoot. Foot.
7,
8. Weight. Height.
8,
Blood. Wood. Flood.
9,
Flower. Power. Lower.
All right, so if you need to listen one more time, you can do this, okay? So let me tell you the words that rhyme together. So the first one is already solved, love, glove. And then number 2, some, come. Number 3, dear, fear. 4, most, post. 5, meet, cheat. 6, boot, shoot. 7, 8, wait. And exercise 8, blood, flood, and the last one, flower, power, okay? So it's a lot of listening that can help you get your pronunciation clearer and better and more correct. So now you're going to do this exercise on your own, okay? So these words have the same vowel sound but different spelling. So you're going to try to spell the words. For example, we got here tooth, truth. So you're going to guess the rest, and the same for them. We got different sounds here. You can try to take them like on Google and try to check how are they pronounced. Okay, and we're going also to do the same here. You're going to listen and check the words and cross the lost sounds that you might not hear, okay? And after that, in this exercise, some words have silent letters, and you're going to cross them, like for example, foreign, sign, bomb, climb, neighbor. So you're going to listen and you're going to check which word or what are the silent letters in each word. You might have already, like you might be already familiar with these words, but it would be really great if you listen to them one more time. Okay, so we're going to stop here for these 2 pages and then take a very good break and then come back for the next set of pages. Keep going, and you are doing a great job studying this course on your own.